So I've been holding off getting the Apple AirPods Pro for the longest time now, ever since the rumor about its second generation came out, and I must say, it was well worth the wait. This is easily the best true wireless stereo earbuds that I've had for a number of reasons that otherwise you won't experience from its competitors from the other side. The active noise cancellation is top-notch, the adaptive transparency mode is almost natural, and the personalized spatial audio is just mind-blowing and sometimes quite trippy, to be honest. On top of that, it also features a slew of significant improvements from its predecessor, including a new H2 chip for better audio quality and to support all the improved features while maintaining pretty much everything people loved from the first AirPods Pro. Even the charging case itself was also improved with a built-in speaker and compatibility with both MagSafe and Apple Watch chargers. This is a good option for those who are looking to upgrade or for people like me that wants to get their first ever AirPods Pro. It's about damn time. Here, let me share with you the rest of my thoughts about the second generation Apple AirPods Pro. Let's get into it. Before we start, I just want to say a huge shout out to Beyond the Box for sending this in. They are my trusted Apple Premium reseller and authorized service provider here in the Philippines. You can check the link below to learn more. Now, while this is not my first Apple product, this is definitely my first pair of AirPods. So what you'll get here is the perspective coming from someone who hasn't used one before, which might end up more interesting. So inside the box, the first thing you'll notice is some paperwork, including the user manual and the warranty and safety guides. After that, we have the second generation Apple AirPods Pro itself. And underneath this platform, we have the Lightning to USB Type-C charging cable and a set of different sizes of ear tips, including the new extra small ones. At first you can touch, although I haven't held one before, the charging case looks quite similar to its predecessor with just a few differences. So we have a small LED indicator here in front, the pairing button here at the back, and now what's new here is that we now have a built-in speaker and the U1 chip to easily and precisely find this using the Findmy feature. We still have a Lightning port here though instead of a USB Type-C port. Another thing that's new here is that we have a lanyard loop for those who want to put some straps. Other than that, pretty much has the same form factor and design. Now for those who are interested, the charging case without the earbuds weighs around 50.6 grams and each earbud weighs around 5.3 grams. Not the lightest I've tried, but later we'll see how it fares in terms of comfort and fit. As for the earbuds itself, it's pretty much the same in terms of the overall shape and form factor, and the only difference, at least for the external, is the skin detect sensor for the in-ear detection. We still have the touch sensitive area, but now also serves as a volume slider, which is a pretty nifty addition. Now what I like about Apple products that made me switch to them is that they just work. And they work pretty seamlessly time and time again. I mean, they're not perfect, but comparing it to my experience with other ecosystems, they are far better in my opinion. And the Apple AirPods Pro 2 is no exception. As soon as you open the case, it'll immediately pop out on your Apple device and it's pretty much good to go. No tinkering with Bluetooth settings and pairing sequence, it's just so hassle-free. Now in terms of comfort, while the AirPods Pro 2 is bigger and heavier than most earbuds that I've been using in the past, I honestly feel like it's comfortable enough to not get in the way. They fit quite nicely inside my ears and I have the confidence that they will not fall off on their own. The passive sound isolation without even turning on ANC is pretty good as well, more on that later. But yeah, overall, a pretty comfortable pair of earbuds. Now let's talk about the features of these earbuds. There are quite a lot here, so please bear with me. For starters, we have the active noise cancellation, which is now double the amount of noise reduction compared to the first generation. We also have the transparency mode, but now we have an additional adaptive transparency mode and of course, the normal mode. Let me say this, the active noise cancellation in this is no doubt the strongest I've tried on a pair of earbuds, so much so that I think it's more than enough for my comfort. Usually, I don't feel any sort of discomfort when it comes to ANC, but on this one, I immediately felt a strong vacuum-like sensation. Of course, your mileage may vary, but in my case, I had to switch to a smaller ear tip to reduce that sensation and add a little bit of breathing space. As for the performance of the active noise cancellation, well, it's outstanding. It can cancel out pretty much all the lower frequency sounds here in my studio that the other pair of ANC earbuds wasn't able to, like higher levels of our air purifier, air conditioner, PC case fans, and more. Like I said, it's more than sufficient for my needs. What's more interesting to me, however, is the transparency mode. This is probably the clearest and the most comfortable transparency mode that I've tried with almost natural sound quality. I also tend to use this to relieve some of that vacuum sensation as I slowly get accustomed to this pair of earbuds. Like I said, we also have the adaptive transparency mode, which adjusts the intensity of louder noises for a more pleasant listening experience. Honestly, I haven't had the opportunity to test it out since most often than not, I'm just here inside the studio working at home. But the transparency mode alone is already pretty handy. As I've pointed out earlier, the passive sound isolation of these earbuds is already pretty good that in my case, I don't even have to turn on the active noise cancellation at all. Now, aside from those three awesome features, another reason why I wanted to get this is the spatial audio. This is something that you won't typically get from its competitors other than the typical virtual surround sound feature, which in my opinion is far from what you will experience with the spatial audio. The first time that I tried it, I was literally blown away. It's really quite trippy, especially with the head tracking turned on. It's like I'm listening to multiple audio sources around my head. Now we also have a feature well hidden under the accessibility settings, which is called Follow iPhone, which weirded me out so much. When watching supported movies and TV shows like the ones available on Apple TV, it will sound like the audio is coming from your iPhone, which is super cool and weird at the same time, especially when you're far and off-angle from your phone. Honestly, I don't think I'll use it all the time, but this is definitely one of those features that you have to try at least once or twice just for the experience. Aside from that, I also like this feature on the iPhone and Apple Watch wherein you can monitor the volume levels that you're hearing exactly, making sure it's not only comfortable but also safe. You can even add background sounds if you're into that. This is nice for those people who typically listen to nature sounds while sleeping, like me. Now in terms of touch controls, what's new here is that we now have touch volume controls. It's kind of finicky to be honest, especially for precise adjustments, but at least we have it as an option. I also like the subtle tick feedback whenever you change between modes by pressing and holding on to the touch-sensitive area. Another cool addition to the second generation AirPods Pro, I told you there are quite a lot of new things here, is the personalized spatial audio. Essentially, it will ask you to scan your head and your ears to tailor with your physical characteristics. I'd say it really improves the experience, especially when using the head tracking feature. We also have the ear tip fit test to properly guide you on which ear tip size is best for your ears in terms of overall sound isolation and sound quality. I find this really handy, especially since I had to replace mine with a smaller size ear tip. The small one provided the balance between a good enough seal and comfort. Inside the settings, you can pretty much customize all the functionalities of the second generation AirPods Pro, including the touch controls. Both earbuds can be set either for noise control modes or for activating Siri. You can also choose to disable or enable adaptive transparency, automatic ear detection, charging case sounds, optimized battery charging, and more. Speaking of charging, like I mentioned earlier, the charging case is now compatible with MagSafe chargers, Apple Watch chargers, and key certified chargers like the Smomax Q Mag Pro 3 from Digital Walker. This is actually quite perfect since this one supports 25 watts simultaneous wireless charging, so you can charge your iPhone, Apple Watch, and now the AirPods Pro 2 at the same time. It looks like what you would expect if Apple made this one too in terms of overall aesthetics. So yeah. On the other side of things, if you need a good portable MagSafe power bank, I can also recommend either the Momax Q Power 9 or the super tiny Q Mag Power 2. I'll put some links below if you're interested. Not only that, but this charging case also has built-in speakers that emit sounds to easily locate it if ever you lost it, and if in case the sound isn't enough, you can also track its location precisely using the Findmy application. This is something that I haven't seen before from any wireless earbuds. As for the battery life, each earbud can last up to 6 hours with active noise cancellation enabled and up to 30 hours in total with the help of the charging case. It's not as long as I would prefer since some of my wireless earbuds can last up to more than 8 hours, but 6 hours is not too bad in my opinion either. In terms of the sound quality, I'd say this is by far the best sounding true wireless stereo earbuds that I've had, which it should given its quite hefty price tag compared to most wireless earbuds out in the market. But more than anything, even if you're not specifically looking after all of its features and bells and whistles, this is still a good sounding earbuds as it is. First of all, I like how crystal clear the sound quality is, with a wide enough soundstage, especially when using the spatial audio feature. There's a good amount of bass and low end, while maintaining clarity across all frequencies. But really, what separates this from all the wireless earbuds that I've tried is the clarity, soundstage, and fullness of the audio. It can get distorted though at max volume, but in reality, no one will turn it up to that point since the volume levels are good enough even at only around 70 to 80%. Again, that spatial audio experience is something you really have to try guys. I'm telling you, it is quite trippy. Overall, how does it feel first time owning a pair of Apple AirPods Pro? Well, first, it did not disappoint at all, maybe except for the overpowering active noise cancellation, which is too overwhelming in my opinion and may require some time to get used to if it is your first time. I wish it has a sort of option to control the ANC level, but yeah, again, your mileage may vary of course. Second, for a first-time user, this has probably the most tech inside a pair of true wireless earbuds, like more than you could ever ask for. Third, the sound quality is outstanding, partnered with a very unique spatial audio. Ultimately, if you can get past its quite hefty price tag, I think it's worth getting. Besides, if you can afford an iPhone, I'm pretty sure you can afford a pair of AirPods Pro 2, right? Well, I just realized most of my thoughts about the AirPods Pro 2 are positive, but to be honest, it's really that good. And there you have it guys, thank you for watching. Huge thanks to Beyond the Box for sending this in and for Digital Walker for the Momax chargers. You can get this using the links below. If you're interested in my review of the iPhone 14 Pro Max, make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Thank you for watching, have a great day guys, you're awesome.